Hey guys, I'm George, the nice smelling gentleman. It's time for your daily dose of some fragrance content. And today I'm going to try to help you choose the right Afnan product. Now, the brand of Afnan is one of the more popular Middle Eastern brands, and for a very good reason. They offer great value for money, they offer a very high quality, very good performance, and in fact they're one of my most favorite fragrance brands from the Middle East. And today I'm going to try to help you choose the right Afnan for you. The first two fragrances that I've included in today's video are part of the very same line, which is called the Turathi Line. One of them comes in a blue bottle, the other one comes in a brown bottle, hence the names Turathi Blue and Turathi Brown. Now both of them are cloning famous original designer and niche scents, but the two scents are very different. On one hand we have Turathi Blue, which is to this day remains one of my most favorite fresh fragrances, and the bottle here, the color of the bottle actually reflects on the scent itself. This fragrance is a clone of Bulgari's Tiger, and it's probably my most favorite clone of a Bulgari's Tiger. It's citrusy, it has a nice juicy grapefruit note, you get a lot of woodiness, a lot of spiciness. On the dry down you get some musks, you get some additional ambery sweetness. It's a very nicely done scent, and I really like this one a lot because it smells very masculine, it offers really good quality, and the best thing out of all is that it also performs really nicely. And it's a nice gem in the collection of in my collection and in the portfolio of the brand of Afnan. On the other hand, the other one, the brown one, is a clone of YSL Tuxedo. But it's not a straight up clone. In fact, very rarely you see Afnan actually doing straight up clones. More often than not, they actually do a bit of a twist on some of their scents. And in the case of Turathi Brown, this feels a little bit sweeter, feels a little bit less spicy than the original fragrance. I also think in here you'll find a note of tobacco, something that you'll not find with the original scent, but in general this smells pretty similar to Tuxedo. Again, another very masculine scent that offers really good quality and really good performance, and all that for a fraction of the price of the original scents. Now, out of the two, I think Turathi Blue is the more versatile one. It's also the more popular one. But the next two that I've included in today's video are again clones, this time strictly of designer scents. On one hand, we have Modest Un, which is a clone of none other than Dior Sauvage EDT. It feels like a mix between the EDT and the EDP, but in general carries the signature scent of the original fragrance from Dior. I know nowadays a lot of people love to hate on the scent of Dior Sauvage EDT because they think it's overplayed. It's way too mass popular for the taste of a lot of fragrance enthusiasts, but the reality is that to this day the original scent really still works, and it's still one of the best-selling men's fragrances in the past decade or so. And Modest Un is actually a very nicely done clone of Dior Sauvage EDT, EDP. You can take it whichever way you want. Very nice quality, very good performance, and again another very masculine and very versatile scent. The next one is for those of you who like the note of leather, or like original, in other words, original fragrances like Tom Ford's Ombre Leather. The fragrance is called Rare Carbon, is one of the older releases from the brand of Afnan, one of the more popular releases, and this is a clone with a twist of Ombre Leather. The twist here that Afnan have done is that they've added a bit more of a floral touch to the scent profile, and also they've added a little bit more fruity sweetness compared to the original scent. In the air this smells quite similar to Ombre Leather, but up close you'll find those differences. Other than that, quality is very decent, in fact quite good as you would expect from anything from the brand of Afnan, with very good performance as well. The next one is one of those less known fragrances from the brand of Afnan, but one of my personal favorites from the brand of Afnan. It's called Tribute or Tribute Blue because there are a few fragrances in this line. There's a black one, there's a white one as well. I personally own the blue one, and I think this is an absolutely fantastic fragrance. It's super versatile, it's very masculine and quite unique. And it's one of those rare occasions where Afnan have actually created something original. In other words, this is not a clone of anything. It smells very interesting, it's woody, it's spicy, slightly green, you'll have some freshness in it, you'll have some ambery sweetness. It's one of those scents that's quite different, at least personally for me, to explain exactly how this smells, but I really like it. The quality is superb. The performance is fantastic, almost beast mode. It's super versatile because this can be worn pretty much all year round, and it's a little bit more expensive, but I think it's worth it simply because of the versatility and the great performance that you get out of this one. The next one that I've included in today's video is another one of those versatile masculine fragrances. It's called Ornament Per Homme, and this one is woody, it's warm, it's spicy, it's aromatic, and it smells very similar to Azaro's Wanted. Now again, it's not a straight up clone of the original fragrance, but definitely smells quite a bit like it. Very easy to wear, very likable fragrance that offers really nice quality, very decent performance, and again has a very versatile factor, so this can be worn pretty much all year round. The next one is for those of you who are not afraid of the leather note, who are not afraid of an ashy tobacco note, who are not afraid of strong beast mode performing fragrances. It's called Tobacco Rush, and this one smells a lot like Mancera's red tobacco, but if you take out some of the sweetness of red tobacco and if you add more of a masculine touch to it. This feels more rugged than red tobacco. This is like, if I have to name this one, I would have called it red leather tobacco, basically because the leather note is really ramped up with this fragrance. It feels very rugged, very masculine, very strong, but and very rough, but in a good way. Has some sweetness in it. Don't think that this has absolutely no sweetness. It actually has some sweetness in it. It has this ashy tobacco note as well, and it's a really nice fragrance. I really like this one a lot, especially because it's an absolute beast when it comes to performance as well. Lasts for a very long time, projects really nicely, and again, if you like the note of leather, if you like the note of tobacco, definitely check out Tobacco Rush. And I'm going to finish off this video with two line of fragrances that are probably the best well-known, contain the best well-known fragrances from the brand of Afnan. The first one is the 9 line of fragrances, which at this point in time contains a total of 3 members. Now, the original fragrance in this line was this one. It was simply called 9 p.m. and I think to this day this remains probably the most well-known, the most, the most recognizable fragrance from the brand of Afnan. It's a clone of Jean-Paul Gaultier's Ultra Mole, and it's really nice. It was one of the very first clone fragrances that I ever added to my collection, and to this day remains one of my most favorite ones. Again, not a straight up clone of Ultra Mole. This feels slightly fresher in the opening. It replaces the sweet pure note with a slightly fresher feeling, while at the same time still quite sweet apple note. Other than that, the lavender, the mint, the vanillic sweetness, very likable fragrance, very easy to wear, high compliment factor, great quality and great performance. A little bit later on, Afnan released another fragrance in this line, which is called 9 AM Dive, and this one, you can't call this one a clone. This is something that smells quite a lot similar to a lot of famous blue fragrances out there, things like Bleu de Chanel for example, but this feels even fresher than Bleu de Chanel. It feels more soapy, more shower jelly than Bleu de Chanel. This is another one of those very masculine, very easy to wear scents from Afnan that again offer really nice quality, and a lot of people report this one to have more on the average side when it comes to performance, but on my skin this actually performs really nicely, and I can call it a strong fragrance as well. So if you want something fresh, masculine, bluish, something shower jelly, that's super versatile, easy to wear, 9 AM Dive is a great option. And then the latest release in this line of fragrances, of course, is 9 PM Rebel. And this is one of those fragrances that is not a straight up clone of anything, although this will probably remind you of things like Creed Aventus Absolute. Basically, Afnan have took that DNA and they've added a lot more sweetness, and they've added a very strong pineapple note. If you like the note of pineapple, if you enjoy that scent, that smell, 9 PM Rebel will probably work great for you. Offers again very good quality, superb performance, it's almost beast mode when it comes to longevity, projects really nicely, and all around this is another one of those great and high quality scents from Afnan. And I'm going to finish off this video with the other famous line from Afnan, which is called the Supremacy line. Now, I don't have all fragrances from that line at the moment, but I'm going to show you 3 of them, but there are some more. There's a one that's close to Amouage Interlude Man. There's one that smells very similar to the OG Creed Aventus as well. There's a yellow one or a golden one, which is also, I would say nice. But the three ones that I have in my collection are the three ones from that line that I actually enjoy a lot. The first one is this sort of a golden one. This is called Supremacy in Oud. It comes in an extrait de parfum concentration, and this is a clone of Initio's Oud for Greatness, but with again a bit of a twist. This feels slightly less spicy than the original fragrance. This feels a little bit less oody, has a little bit more sweetness, and probably this is my most favorite clone of Oud for Greatness because it has more sweetness. The original one for me is a little bit too dry and a little bit too spicy. You know, Supremacy in Oud offers great quality and very nice performance. The next one is Supremacy Not Only Intense. This again doesn't smell like a straight up clone of anything. This smells more like a mix between Creed Aventus and Nishane Hashivat with more sweetness than both original fragrances. This is another extrait de parfum concentrated fragrance that offers absolutely fantastic quality, and this is an absolute beast when it comes to performance, and also it's an absolute beast when it comes to versatility, and it's an absolute beast when it comes to the getting compliments. It's a great fragrance, again one of my most favorite Afnan fragrances. Superb quality, superb performance, and super high versatile factor and super high compliment factor. And then the last fragrance in this line, which was released a few months ago, is called Supremacy Collector's Edition. This in a way smells similar to 9pm Rebel because again this carries a bit of that Creed Aventus DNA, but this again has a bit more sweetness, maybe feeling closer to Creed Aventus Absolute. It has a bit more fruity sweetness, but again you get the the expected super high quality from Afnan with great performance, projection, versatile factor, and also you know, high compliment factor as well. So guys, in today's video I tried to help you choose the right Afnan fragrance for you, and I showed you a total of I think 13 of their most famous fragrances. I hope that you found this video interesting or helpful. If you did, give it a like, and I also hope that you're going to join me tomorrow for your daily dose of some fragrance content. And until then, stay safe and bye bye.